This destroyed book is the 2004 spring version of the Final Fantasy XI Brady Games strategy guide. Guys, Final Fantasy XI, like any good MMO, hides a shocking amount of depth that is slowly revealed to the player as they continue to play and level up over time. For new players, this can be entirely overwhelming. And if you don't want to bug your friends constantly, ask strangers in-game every little detail, you may look to some sort of reference material. Enter the Final Fantasy XI Brady Games Strategy Guide, the best collection of wrong information ever created for Final Fantasy XI, I think ever. Considering how inaccurate it could be, especially with some of these sub-job suggestions, I am amazed, astounded, nay, shocked at how fondly everybody remembers this thing, myself included. I remember bringing this book with me everywhere, like wherever I couldn't play Final Fantasy XI, which is, anywhere outside my house, I brought this book so I could bring Final Fantasy XI with me and plan my next adventure. I had to read about quests I was gonna tackle, jobs I was gonna unlock, items I might need to hunt down later for whatever, where I could find them. It was awesome. Did anyone else just look at the job pictures? You'd go to the Dragoon page and look at the pictures of Dragoon and be like, that could be me. Is that me? You just kind of imagine yourself as the job in the picture and you're like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that being fun. Let's do that. I've wanted to cover this book for a while, but I really haven't thought about how I was going to do it. I still can't find my original copy. It's buried somewhere within my house documents. I don't know, back in my parents' house. So I ordered this one online on Amazon for $2. It is clearly used, totally worth every dollar. You can even see from the sticker it originally once resided in GameStop. But anyways, I really didn't know how to cover this. I thought about it forever, and this may end up being multiple videos depending on how this goes. I think I'm just going to open it up. And we're just gonna start reading. Get ready for Brady Games story time. All right, so seriously, I don't remember how this book is broken out because I stopped using it as an actual reference material pretty early on. I found forums that were more helpful, even early wikis, because it was, 2004, 2005. The internet was still kind of young in terms of that kind of stuff. Game Basics, a glimpse of Vana'diel. It even explains a little bit about the idea of expansions. They're some of the stuff that's coming is new quests, gardening, and chocobo dipping. Wyvern information for the Dragoon job. Wyvern information? What does that mean? Did we have the Wyvern but no info on it? We're what does it do? I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this does make sense. This is talking about future iterations of the guide so it could keep up with a growing world. They were gonna sell a bunch of these. I don't think they did. I think they had the first one and then this one. They even admit at the bottom here, advanced strategies for making money and then higher level equipment, abilities, and monsters. They didn't even get that far in the game. They're we don't have that information, but maybe someday. Then we have literally every face you can pick, which is amazing because it shows the faces as you'd find them in the selection screen, not how they appear in the world. Very helpful. How to use this guide. Searching for an answer? Actually, how am I supposed to use this guide? This guide has more information than most guides, owing to a more complex nature of massive multiplayer games. Because there's so much to learn, most people won't simply read the book from cover to cover and remember everything that was read. I totally did. What are you talking about? This is just saying skip ahead to the topic you're interested in. They had to put a paragraph about that, in case you were confused. I guess somebody might have hopped into Final Fantasy XI and not really know what an MMO was and been all right, where's quest 1? Level 1, day 1, first thing I do, and then what's the next one? This isn't Ocarina of Time. This is fantastic. Page 11 through, hang on, not done. 18, page 11 through 18 is all about the interface. It's all about Final Fantasy XI's incredible interface. Let's dig in. Okay, though. So for real, there's keyboard shortcuts that I didn't know. Control A is attack. Alt A might also be attack. What? That makes sense because Control C is definitely check and that's on here. What? Apparently Control G is call for help. Can you just do that accidentally by falling on your keyboard a little bit? Oh my God. Control I opens the item window. No, it doesn't. Does it really? Control P lets you send a message to your party. I've always typed /P. Can you do control? What are these things that I'm learning about the interface? Oh my God, there's 10 more. Then we've got all the slash commands. There's a crap load, a whole page, and then it bleeds on to the next page. This is basically, it's page after page after page explaining how macros and the interface work. Incredible. Oh wait, hang on. We got, these are some of the suggested macros you might need. Assist player 2, party casting fire on target. Say, burn baby, magic, fire target. Burn baby, assist party member 2, party blinding this target. Say, hit something now, buddy. Poisoned, requesting help. Party, I've been poisoned. Please cast Poisona ASAP. M turns a little green. This is incredible. There's a bunch of pages on just game background, like common tactics, traditions, basically explaining what an MMO is. When things are bad, eventually each player will encounter a night when everything goes wrong. Sometimes this is only a matter of getting killed once or twice and feeling robbed of a good time. The worst case is when a party has a turn of foul luck and doesn't take it well. This book is just describing like when you have a bad day. It doesn't give any solutions. It just says like, that's not good. Don't do that. I'm like, what? Don't do what? Here's a good section. Page 24, role-playing, breath of life. First of all, role-playing isn't about using a few pseudo-Elizabethan terms and mimicking high school Shakespeare. Rich, enjoyable role-playing is about getting into a character that you develop, whether the language is ancient, modern, or rarely used. Beginners shouldn't worry about whether their role-playing is good enough. On the whole, players who get into character, whether it's done tentatively or wholeheartedly, don't bother people. Is that still true? I'm immediately reminded of the character from the abridged version of Sword Art Online that is like always role-playing and pisses everybody off. Are there bad times to roleplay? Meanwhile, this guy's standing next to Leaping Lizzie. I want that to be noted. Of course there are, as with many things. If you wind up in a group for whatever reason that is bent on constant fighting without delay, there won't be much time for typing. Trying to fill such player screens with interesting anecdotes and emos won't make things better for anyone. Even questions about character statistics can be answered quickly and supplemented with in-character dialogues. Yes, Gulka monks do have more hit points than anyone else in the land, whatever that means. I've seen them take hits that would fell a dozen tar. They're joking about like hit points not being a thing in roleplay. Gulka monks do have more hit points than anyone else, whatever that means. Great roleplaying, fantastic roleplaying, right, Brady Games guy. Here we're explaining decent challenge, very tough, incredibly tough. Apparently those are the only ones that we needed to know. Why'd you skip easy prey and even match and tough? Why? This is interesting. The experienced multiplayers, depending on how many party members are in the party. 2 members, 3 members, 4, 5, and 6. That's useful info. Explaining why chaining is important. Okay, useful. This is good stuff. Outposts, important. Here's the knowing thy enemies section with the elemental weaknesses and the Venedial creatures diagram. But now we get to the jobs, and the jobs by far are the best section of this entire book. Warrior. I'm gonna read every single freaking description. I can't. This could be, each of these pages on the jobs alone could be its own video. These are fantastic. Oh my God. It still has the poster. It still has the poster. Incredible. Incredible. Oh, I almost tore it. All right, so I really do think I'm gonna turn this into like just a surprise little fun video every once in a while. But I'll go through the first couple jobs to give you a taste, to keep you wanting more. You're gonna come back for these. You won't be able to help yourself. We're gonna do Warrior. I have no idea what to expect here. I never really read Warrior, but this is gonna be good. Warriors are melee fighters that are balanced between attack and defense. Their critical function in a party is to hold the attention of monsters so that other party members can deal damage and heal without dying. Alone warriors aren't nearly as effective in a lengthy melee slugfest. In parties, there's always a place for these brave heroes. In front of every good mage should be a large warrior. Not the worst description in the world. Warrior race choices. Let's get into this. Choosing a Galka warrior is intuitive because the Galka have very high hit points and a vitality to match. This makes Galka warriors extremely effective at tanking and taking damage without dying. True, if warriors were commonly tanks. Elvon warriors do the most damage out of the mix. The high Elvon strength raises the bar quite high and allows warriors to deal a fair amount of even without resorting to abilities like Berserk. With considerable hit points as well, the Elvon warriors still tank quite efficiently. Still thinking of the whole tanking side, but okay. I don't disagree with anything they're saying so far. Myth warriors are fast enough to avoid many attacks. Is that like thematically? Just because they have high agility? Why'd they write it that way? and have a higher hit rate than the other races. I mean, I guess technically with their decks. In addition, the Mithra mix of magic points and balanced statistics open the door for many support jobs once the warrior reaches the higher teens. What's that MP going to be used for? What are we using that MP for? Can't wait to find out. Human warriors are quite balanced as well. With a good set of defensive equipment, these warriors can tank perfectly well and still have the potential to take any support job. Also, they can change. What's this like potential with support jobs? Are Tar like, you can't take that sub as Tar. Also, they can change to any extra job later in their careers without missing a beat. This means that players will have a character that can tank when needed, then jump into almost any other role if they want to break from taking those beatings. Tar are fast and small enough to avoid attacks while slapping away at foes. This is a challenging warrior race to choose, accurate, but some of the long-term combinations that arise are more than worthwhile. Someone looking to try a magical advanced job with a warrior support could certainly be interested in a Tar. Does that mean like white mage warrior? Black mage warrior? Playing as a warrior, warriors are very similar to paladin. These melee characteristics exist to defend a party from harm. On the front line, they deal modest damage, but their greatest asset is the ability to grab aggression from monsters. Without warriors, it is very difficult to run a party. White and black mages get too much attention, far too much attention from monsters, and melee characters with lower defense often have a greater offense, thus getting hit more often in a fight. Warriors can change all of this, and they are beloved for doing so. Unless you have a distinct path prepared to take your warrior up toward a deadlier job, such as a Dark Knight. For the record, it does say that Dark Knight is a far deadlier job than the measly warrior. Get into the mindset of being a protector from the outset. Most common future job combinations include, these are my favorite, Monk Warrior, accurate, Paladin Warrior, also true, and other such sturdy and dependable jobs. High hit points are very important, and so is a fresh set of armor for critical levels. In some cases, it's even better for a warrior to grab better armor before considering new weapons. They have never played Final Fantasy XI with anybody I know. I got the greatest axe ever, still wearing the scale mail, sorry about that. Be confident, assertive, and serious. You have a tough job to play, though a meat and potatoes kind of profession. Any warriors out there? Meat and potatoes kind of profession. Just so you know. Warriors can earn healthy respect when they know what they're doing. And this is where we get into really cool stuff. Like, you get to serious details about what it's going to be like to be a warrior. Apparently, monsters like worms, goblins, and orc casters are your favorite prey. Enemies that have few hit points and a moderate defense. Isn't that just like, well, everybody wants that. Enemies with poison and negative status effects are a warrior's bane. Even while soloing, know the location of a white mage. Watch out for links and aggressive monsters, blah blah blah. Your warrior's Mighty Strike's 2-hour ability is always there to save the day. Hold on to this wonderful power until you enter a fight that looks far worse than anticipated. If you reach half health before the enemy, hit the 2-hour and make those criticals count. Don't wait until you reach a quarter health and expect this ability to save you, because the ability lasts for nearly a minute. It's better to use it as soon as possible. There's like 2 more pages about this. Being in a party. Do not lose aggro. Warriors save lives. What a headline. First to fight, last one home. Why warriors love enmity. A thought. Why should I have to die? When bad luck happens, people in parties tend to wind up dead. An altruistic argument would be that you are dying to save others. That is what gives your life meaning. They survive in your stead. Blah, blah, blah. The party's likely to stick together. I mean, this isn't wrong about tanks. I still think it's hilarious that the warrior's a tank. Equipping items. Armor is an easy choice. Skipping out the rest of that. Weapons are more difficult because warriors are good with lots of them. Dagger, staves, and hand-to-hand weapons are probably not the wisest choice of weapon. Unless you're going for Monk Warrior. Then even hand-to-hand is an option. You can even consider hand-to-hand if you're a monk. Subbing warrior. For the road towards Dark Knight, find a great sword to fit your look and style. Not bad advice. Paladin warrior types can go with the big weapons too, but a strong single-handed blade and shield can deal reasonable damage with a higher defense. That is the only option for party play. I guess until like late game when you're like, I'm a tank, but I'm doing damage, I guess. Guys, this book can offer tons of useful advice. Not always 100% accurate, but it gets you in the right direction, especially if you're just starting early in spring of 2004. The sub-job section of each job is the worst advice. The worst advice I've ever seen for any MMO. Warrior, As a main job, as a primary job, warrior has a few benefits. The high hit points and strength are always useful, and it doesn't hurt to have the ability to use almost any weapon with decent skill. All true. The only real problem with warrior is that it is even better as a support job. Also kind of true. Warrior is a main job. Warrior paladin. This is a reversal of the usual combination. A warrior who has a paladin as a support job will have the ability to survive under grueling circumstances. Fascinating. With wonderful armor, supreme defense, and the hit points to match, it seems like this combo would be unstoppable. What gets in the way is this duo's limited magic. Paladins usually have light magic, and when you switch to paladin as a support job, this is compounded. Still a solid and enjoyable combination. The warrior paladin is all the tank you will ever need. Has anyone tried this? I'd love to know. I guess late game you get like sentinel? Warrior monk. Warriors with slower weapons can especially benefit from the counter ability that monks receive. This increases the number of attacks that a warrior brings into a battle and raises overall damage potential. On top of that, monks have more hit points and vitality, which will also help warriors on the front lines. I don't necessarily disagree with warrior monk as like a possible option, just the reasoning. Warrior thief. This is a combination that is mainly used for farming extra items and gil out of areas. I guess great axes and, sneak attack aren't a thing. However, parties can't count on warrior thief characters to tank as well, so this is not the best long-term choice for warriors. Get back in front of those mobs, warriors. Here's what would be one of our charming messages of the day. Warrior White Mage, used as an opportunity to make warriors into a solo job at medium levels. This combination is not for party use. People who want to have an evening to themselves, perhaps with a glass of wine, can switch from a mainstay combo to do this while they farm guild or gather light XP. Warrior White Mage gets to start a warrior on healing magic before reaching paladin at higher levels. Thus, this has the side bonus of preparing people for that extra job. It is funny looking back at this though. It doesn't suggest it for parties. It's like, don't do it. But it is fun for solo activities. Not the worst advice. All right, subs, paladin warrior. Boom. Ideal tank. Those are the words used. Ideal tank. Dark Knight warrior. Dark Knights get to have a load of fun wherever they go. Can we all the Dark Knights please pay attention here? Dark Knights get to have fun wherever they go. It's like no Dark Knight I've ever met. Lacking defense, even with warrior as a support job, they are meant to cause wicked pain in melee combat or at range. Using warrior gives no boost to the magic pool of the character, but it promises double attack, an attack bonus, and a few more hit points to fall back on. Although a potent frontliner, this character is not a tank. That is mostly accurate. I don't know what that range damage that Dark Knights are unloading is though. Is that like Thunder 2? See, the sub-job section of warrior is going to be boring because warrior is an amazing section for sub-job for anything. Monk warrior, thief warrior, samurai warrior, dragoon warrior, this is all true. Although this little part about thief is kind of upsetting. Because thieves can do quite a bit of damage at higher levels with the right timing, the use of warrior to improve their melee ability and add double attack is noteworthy. Yet this takes quite a while to come to fruition. Those with an ideal set of allies and the patience to level will reach the point at which this combo is highly effective. Level 30? I mean, you could give me the argument for ninja and I totally agree. But like 30 you get berserk. It's gonna take a while for this to become potent and useful. Oh my god, there's so many macros. We need to finish this off now. Using berserk and warcry. Starting skill chain in 3 seconds. Call. Using weapon skill. Red Lotus Blade. Why should I have to die? Warriors save lives. Guys, I know this is kind of a weird one. I could do this for days. This is hysterical and amazing. And to be honest, I probably gave this book a little bit too much of a hard time. There is a lot of useful info in here. Where they lose it is where they start to advise on like player behavior. If they just did the quests, the crafting, maybe a little information about the jobs and the abilities themselves, and let you come to your own conclusions about like what you should pair up, probably would have been a great guide. Oh my god, it's just so amazing. Oh, there's that little Tar as the ranger. Made me think about it like 100 times. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go back to this. We're probably gonna revisit it for all the jobs, but I wanted to kick it off with just a basic framework of what is going on in this book, because it is absolutely incredible. Let me know in the description below, because you can access that. Let me know in the comments down below. Did you have the book? Did you have the other one? There's another version of this. Did you find it useful? Did you find it dumb? Did you find it a mixture of both? Did you ever read it? Totally worth every penny. keep on the lookout for more like this as we go through this entire book at some point or another. And I will see you guys soon. See you on the next one. Peace. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more videos like this, think about subscribing. And if you already have, don't forget to click that little bell next to the sub button to get notified when new videos go live. Hit me up in the comments with your thoughts on this video, or come hang out and chat with me on Twitch every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely look me up on Twitter or Instagram and Hunt for Games to keep up with what else I've got going on. See ya.